How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Cities Skylines. Welcome back to Vanillaville. This is, of course, our unmodded, no assets, no tricks, no nothing. No anarchy, no traffic manager. This is a city without any of that. It is only Cities Skylines, only the DLCs, and things are going pretty well so far. We are losing money, which is admittedly not a sign that things are going well. But our industry is making ridiculous amounts of money every now and then. We're at plus $16,000 right now because industry is making plus $14,800 because of the exports. And mind you, just in case you didn't watch that first episode for some reason, that is simply because of this guy, because of the bakery. Well, it's also because we're exporting animal products and crops and things like that, but it's mostly the bakery, which is great news. Now, what isn't great news is the number of abandoned buildings that we have everywhere, and a good chunk of that is because we don't have enough power production. So there's two options, the way I see it. We can either build another power plant, or we just go into our budget and crank the amount of power that gets generated, well, the amount of money that goes to the power plant, which increases the power production. But admittedly, I mean, yes, that has fixed the problem, but it's sort of a temporary solution because, let's be honest, as soon as we unlock the oil power plant, we probably want to make that upgrade because we're going to be going from 40 megawatts of power to 120. We're going to be tripling the amount of power that we generate. It is more expensive, but it's probably a worthwhile jump. So that's something we're going to be doing at some point. We do need to unlock it first, and to unlock it, we're going to need more people, and to get more people, we're going to need more roads. So that's kind of going to be the first port of call today, is just going ahead and expanding this little network of roads that we have here. Because honestly, that's about all we really need to do, is just get more people in here, keep things growing. I am going to be keeping this little rock and burnt out building thing here. I'm not really too inclined to keep the rocks that we have up this way, because I'm thinking this probably is going to become a downtown area. Some of these roads are going to get pulled out at some point, because I do have some unique buildings that I want to put in here. But for now, at this stage of the game, there's really not a lot of point in pretending that we're not just going to be building grids. It is kind of just how things work. Let's be honest. It's Cities Skylines, man. You know how this works at this point. And if you don't, I mean, I've got 8.5 years of Cities Skylines videos on this channel, so you can, you know, I'm not saying you can go back and watch those because that sounds kind of rude, but I'm also not saying that. All right, if you wanna, they are there, and I do encourage it. I might be biased, but I'm just saying. All right, I'm glad we had this talk. Anyway, this space here is going to build up quite nicely. It is going to be its own little district. And honestly, something I'm kind of excited to do at some point is go ahead and why did I get rid of that already? Is go ahead and extend these districts up to the edges of these cliffs. I think that's going to be kind of cool to do. So that'll be something we do eventually, is extend these districts out and have them, you know, right up to the edges of the cliffs. We'll probably do some fences and some paths and stuff like that. I think honestly, surrounding what is eventually going to be a super built up kind of urban space with parks and things like that will look really cool. It'll be kind of like Manhattan, I guess. Like, I don't know if it is Manhattan, but that part of New York that has like all the big buildings, and then it has like the sort of like the parks right on the edges in certain places, like running paths and stuff like that. If you've ever seen a Casey Neistat vlog, you know what I'm talking about. That kind of thing, except it's not on the water. It's on a, you know, 1 mile drop down to the water. That's maybe what we'll do. I'm also realizing this map would be a good place to turn on. I'm not going to turn on disasters, at least not yet, but a tsunami on this map would really not be a problem right now. Well, it might be. I don't know. It depends how big the tsunami comes in, but I feel pretty confident about it. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'd be too stressed. What is stressing me though is the fact that we have got a bit of industrial demand creeping in here. So let me get rid of these power lines because I don't think we need them anymore. And let me go ahead and extend some roads down here and down here and down to here. I'm not going to connect these through because this is already quite a busy road and that would be a terrible idea. But what I can do is a little bit of commercial right there and then just fill up this space with some industry there. Yeah, we're going to, oh, wait a minute though. These water towers are gonna need to move if I'm doing this. Yeah, they definitely need to move. So get rid of you and get rid of you if it's gonna... Is it gonna let me do it? Is it... There we go. Water tower's gone. So get rid of those guys. And then I guess the water towers... I don't know where they can move to necessarily. It doesn't really matter. I can just move them again. So I guess for now we'll just move them to like here. I don't know if putting water towers next to a graveyard is... This seems really wrong. I'm gonna be honest. It just seems... I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna think too much about it. I'm really not. I'm not gonna think too much about it. It's fine. Let me clear out this space and let me replace that with some industry. Let me get you full of commercial zoning and that'll keep us pretty good. We are having garbage problems, I'm noticing. So this guy is very nearly full. It's not processing enough. So what if I was to go and crank the budget for garbage as well? What does that do? I think that just gives us more vehicles. It doesn't increase the reserves. So what we'll do is just grab ourselves another recycling center and put it back there. And we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that goes. I do also want to just replace this with another road with a median so that the trucks kind of have to go around in a certain direction, and it does give us a little bit more traffic flow and traffic control. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that deals with some of the issues. We are having power problems again, which we kind of knew was going to happen, especially with the expansion we've done down here. So, I mean, the advanced coal plant is not terrible. It is much larger, though. We can afford it. It's not like I can't afford it. I just don't know if it's worth it. That's kind of my issue with it. Although it does fit in that square really nicely. I do like that. Let me get rid of the old one. And let's see how much power that leaves us with. So if we have a little look here, 78 megawatts, 61 being consumed. Honestly, I'll allow it. I will allow it. That's not terrible. I'm also thinking that while we have this space here, I'm gonna go ahead and get some paths along this. So I'm gonna use the nature reserve path just because I think it kind of, I don't think, I just like it. It's that I'm not gonna, I just like it. I just think it's cool. It's kind of a grimy, dirty old road, some rocks and some clear like power lines along it. There's something about it just fits, you know, being next to an industrial space that I really enjoy. And I'm actually thinking I probably should have spaced a lot of this out more so I can get more pedestrian paths in here. But I didn't do that, so it's whatever, I suppose. What I do think I will do though is maybe a little park path with decorations just down the side of the elder care facility. I think that's kind of nice. Just a little something to break it up, give people a way through there. And that actually reminds me, we did get public transport, didn't we? We should do buses. We should get some buses in here. I'm thinking, I mean, do I want both bus depots? I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll do biofuel because we can. And what we'll do is just sort of slap it up next to the recycling centers. And so that gives us bus lines. And this is something that's going to be good for us. Now, what I think I'll do is I'm going to have the buses kind of just circle around as best they possibly can. I'm not going to go too crazy on, you know, the most complex, the most efficient. I'm not really going to do too much of that right now. But I do just want, you know, stops relatively regularly. We'll go for... I'm going to go for here. Actually, I'm going to skip that and go to there just so I have it go around that corner properly. We'll have it go to... I guess this one can maybe go to here and then there. So that's going to be one bus line. I'm going to get one going in sort of the opposite direction as well. And then we're going to have a third line that sort of cuts through the middle. Maybe two lines that cut through the middle. I'm not really too sure yet. I think a stop there would be a good idea too. So we'll have to get one on that other line. A stop down here should be just fine. A stop here, here, and here. And then what we'll do is just add a stop to this guy here. So that gives us a way to get around everything. I guess what we want to do now is have some stops kind of in the middle as well. So you can kind of go back and forth. So these guys can sort of overlap. And then maybe come back. I don't know if I want to do it that way. I think, yeah, we can pick them up there. They can come back like this. This guy's going to sort of go down to, ooh, do I want it to do that? No, I want it to go there like that. So you can sort of go back and forth across the middle. And then we can do the same for like the farming space as well. So we'll have one that stops all the way down there. It can go maybe to here. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe it goes here, then there. I'd like a stop on this road, but I don't think I'll go for it. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll go to here. And then we'll have it cut over to the right and then come back on itself. So you can kind of, it's not going to go to, no, it's not going to go to there. It's going to come down like this. I don't know if this is a super efficient way to do it or a super stupid way to do it, but it's what we're going to do. I'd like it to loop around slightly differently though. So get rid of you. Oh, I don't like that at all. Can I get it to like loop around in a way that's not, I mean, that's not bad. That's not ideal. I think this is kind of what I'm going to do. So it doesn't necessarily, no, that's a one way. That's a very thin road. Yeah, we're just going to have it do something like that, I think is what we're going to do with it. It comes in, sort of loops back in itself. That's all right. It's a bit messy looking, but I'm pretty sure that'll get people around. I'm pretty sure that'll be fine. Let's just go ahead and have a look at these buses because we have some, oh, we don't have choices. Interesting. I think I need to get myself, I think we can only use the biofuel ones because I only got the bus depot or the biofuel depot. Well, fair enough. We'll use those for now. I'm not really in any rush to upgrade them. I'm just kind of curious to see how many people start using the buses. That's kind of my goal here. So we'll get a look at that soon enough. We don't really have anyone there. We do have a bit of a crowd here, which is good news. We have a few people in here. We have a few people down here. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm definitely curious to see how it goes. And honestly, I think I am going to go for the bus depot. I think I am going to get it in here just so I can change out the, actually, no, it's a waste of money. It's vanilla. We're not going creative just yet. We're not doing it. We're going to stick with like trying to be efficient or something like that. I don't really know. We'll figure it out. But regardless, we'll let the buses do their thing and we'll see what happens with traffic. I am sort of inclined to look at the number of vehicles per line. I definitely don't think we're going to need like 15 buses on these outer loops right now. So wait, there's only supposed to be 6. Interesting. Why are there 15 then? Wait, that's stops. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Never mind. That checks out. All right. Well, fair enough. That'll hopefully be good. That'll hopefully be popular and that'll hopefully get people around. What I think I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to bring another section of road out here. Now, this is only going to be a 4-lane road. This isn't going to be continuing the 6 lanes that we already have. And it is going to allow us to do this. Now, this is ever so slightly going to screw up the bus lines that I just built, which is admittedly a bit of a smooth brain move. I'm not going to lie. I just built them. I'm already kind of messing them up, but it's fine. It's all right. What we'll also go ahead and do is get rid of the traffic lights and change these guys to be stop signs because that is kind of the way we're doing things here. Same with these guys. It's going to be nothing but stop signs and stop signs there as well. And I suppose that's kind of just how things are going to be all the way around. Oh, you need to be stop signs as well. So that'll help traffic flow. What we can do is bring a pipe down this way and we'll fill up this space with more residential zoning, except for the bits on the avenues, which are of course going to be, as always, a bit of commercial zoning. So that should be just fine. That'll help deal with the residential demand that we have. That'll hopefully push us over 4,000 people and start getting us towards our next milestone. And I guess I kind of want to look at the buses now. How are the numbers looking? 195 riders. Not bad. That's definitely not bad. I'm hoping it does get a bit more popular, but again, as always, absolutely no rush on that. How's the farm looking? I want to get the info on this. So we need more workers until the next level. Now, it actually kind of seems like we are... So we're not splitting... Are we doing 44 tons to export? That's not really what I'm looking for. I'd like more to be going to the flour. I'm gonna be honest. We also could use... we have capacity for more workers. So do we want to get the barracks in here? Is that how that works? It'll be more efficient if we have a workers' barracks? So we could do a couple of barracks there. And this, what does this do? Workplace is 40. Interesting. All right. They're 10,000 each, so they are kind of expensive, but I'm willing to kind of do that and see how it goes. In fact, let me space these guys out a little better, because what I can do is spend a ridiculous amount of money to get a bunch of them there. And so that should now give us, I mean, that should eventually give us more workers, which is fantastic news. We're probably going to be relatively close to leveling this place up as well, which is also fantastic news. And so that should just generally increase production, and we should end up being super efficient. Area bonuses, efficiency plus 35%. That's pretty good. That's kind of what we're looking for. So hopefully we see some good things here. I'm not really expecting too many people to use the buses to get down here, but you never know. There's a bus coming in right there, and actually not bad. A decent amount of people got off the bus. I'll take it. All right, so we'll let this place do its thing. We still have this ridiculous demand for residential zoning right now. So what I think I'm gonna do is continue expanding down towards this. I want to call it a peninsula. That might not be the word I'm looking for, but it's what I'm calling it for now until I know better. And I guess the way we'll do it is to there and to there. We'll go ahead and just connect these across as we usually do, and we'll just expand these roads down for the time being. This is about the point where we're going to have to start getting creative with some curves and things like that, which honestly, I'm not super stoked about having to do, but I think what we'll do is go, I'm going to say 20. Yeah, I'm going to say 20, and this is, we're going to try and curve these guys. So this should, in theory, be a 20 by 20 curve. It is. So that works out nicely. Oh, it's not a 20 by 20. I think it's a 21 by 20. Am I right on that? So if I do 20, yeah, so it's a 21 by 20. So that's 20, that's 21. We'll do the same thing here. So that's 20, that's 21. I realize what I've built. I don't want to hear about it. Yeah, you know what? I really don't want to hear about the shape. I really don't want to hear about the shape that we kind of built here. All right. I don't want to hear about it. It's fine. It's fine. It looks less, you know, now that I've put the two. Anyway, can I change this road to have zoning on the other side, please? Apparently not. Is that? No, that's both sides. I want zoning on the outsides of these these roads. God, why? Why? There we go. Actually, you know what? I don't want any zoning on these roads. No zoning on these roads at all, please. We'll build on the insides. That'll be... I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We'll get some parks in here. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. It's all right. Let's, I hate this game sometimes. Let's, if you don't know why I'm laughing, then honestly, bless you. Let's just go ahead. I hate this game. Let's just go ahead and get some pipes in here. And, oh man. City Skylines never, some things never change, man. I'm turning 30 this year. I am turning 30 years old this November, and this still cracks me up. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and, oh man. Go ahead and connect all these guys together. And, I guess take out some of this. And that'll be fine. You know what? Take that one out as well, actually. Just because. And that seems fine. So that gives us, water connections. That'll give us a nice little space or some buildings and whatnot. That'll be good. And, everything's fine. Everything is totally fine. Why are we losing so much money right now, though? Well, not losing. We're not making anything off of industry right now. You are producing pastries. You actually have a lot of stuff in storage right now. So let me crank your production to like 110% and see if we can start making a little bit more money off of you. That would be nice. I want to look at the buses as well. 326 passengers is not terrible. So that's all right. People can get around. They can get through the place. That's kind of what we're looking for. A little bit of industrial demand, a little bit of commercial demand. We're at 3,900, just about 4,000 people. And it is, I think it was 6,500 for the high density spaces. Yeah. So what is it? 42 for city planning policies. We do need those actually, because that's what's going to give us the old town policies. So this space will probably push us over the 4,200 marker, but we are also starting to see power problems creep in, which is fine because if we can get 4,200 people, we can get that oil power plant and everything should be fine. So if you guys would keep moving in, keep on trickling in here, we will be all right. That is the goal. I just don't have a lot of faith that that's going to be the case because these guys are going to start getting abandoned. So my population might go down a little bit. I guess we'll see. It is still ticking over. It is still ticking up a little bit. So we might be all right. I'm just not 100% sure. This place also didn't level up, which is weird to me. I guess we probably just need more people. That might be the way to do it. Get more people in here. I don't know what the workers necessarily need to be. Oh, there's demand for educated people here. So we need education as well. Okay. Yeah, we can totally do that. We also got some good money there. So let's go ahead and get rid of you. Let me replace you with oil because that's so much better. And we'll fill in that space. So that will deal with our power problems. I guess we need education now. So let's get ourselves some education in here. And what I think I'll do is I kind of want this big high school. I don't think there's really a need for the high school to be this big, but we do have this space for it. And I think that's kind of cool. I never use this high school because of how large it is, but I think that's a good spot for it. And to be quite honest, I'm actually going to just get rid of all the zoning around it. And I'm going to turn this into a park in a second. We're going to get a little bit creative here just because we can, but we'll have a high school up there. We are going to need elementary schools as well, of course. So let's do an elementary school. Where's there a bus stop? Where's the nearest bus stop to this place? It's going to be up here, isn't it? Yeah, right there. So let's do an elementary school next to this bus stop. And what I'll do is kind of take out the zoning around that as well. So we'll go back to about there. We'll clear out these guys. I'm going to clear out those trees as well. And that'll be like a little park that we do. And then over on this side, do we have any buses? We don't have buses that go up and around, do we? That should be fine. That should be all right. I think what I'll do is an elementary school right here. And then similar story, we'll go ahead and take out the zoning right back to about there. And we can build some kind of little park. We'll build some kind of little space. It'll be nice and that'll be good. So that's a couple of elementary schools. I think one down here is going to be a good idea as well. I don't know where the nearest bus stop is though. That's kind of important to me. So right there and right down here. I'm not putting it across the road from a cemetery, which technically it isn't. So I guess we can do it down here. Let's go to elementary school right about there. And again, we'll take out the zoning right back to about there. Take out the buildings and that should be fine. So that'll give us education in quite a few spots. Capacity is 900. It will probably need to be higher at some point, but for now, that's okay. And I now want to see if I can do a little park. It's going to be nothing too crazy, but can I do a small park main gate there? I absolutely can. We're not going to get anything amazing around this, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So if I just expand you down to the road, kind of up to here, across to there. I don't know how well this is necessarily going to work. I really don't, but we're going to give it a shot. So can I do a side gate here? And then some paths that go around the elementary school? I absolutely can. Now, I don't know how well this is all going to connect together. Because what I'd like to do is a couple of side gates, not there necessarily, but there and there. I'm going to have to take these guys back, bring this to here, and ooh, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll give it a shot. To bring you down to here, connect these guys together, And then can I do this? I can sort of do this. I guess I can do it this way. So bring you over to there, bring you to there. Take that one. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't want to play nicely though, does it? That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping I could do something cool here, but I don't know that I can. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I absolutely can. Get rid of you, you, and you. Get rid of you, get rid of you. We'll put the main gate here. We'll do a side gate there. We'll just connect those straight across, and that's kind of your park area. And then all I need to do is bring this down and over by 1. Bring this down and over by 1. And then take this up and over. Ooh. I guess we'll have to bring this one up as well. So there we go. That kind of gives us a little enclosed space around the elementary school. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I can't really put anything in there, I don't think. I don't think there's going to be the space. Oh, what is this? Restrooms. I guess. I don't have room for anything else, but yeah, we'll do restrooms to get people in there. It'll look like an extension of the elementary school as well, which I guess is fine. So what I'll do actually is move it to here. And honestly, that looks all right. I don't mind that at all. And we can just do like a nice big tree here, a nice big tree here. We'll go ahead and get some bushes kind of in this space, get some bushes kind of in this space as well. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like a little row of trees just down here to make the space a little bit nicer. I'm not going to do this for all of them, by the way. I'm not going to go crazy just detailing everything today, but just a little bit of color in here to make the place, you know, nice and pleasant. Nice and just, you know, a nice little elementary school. That's kind of what we're going for. We'll do a nice tree here as well. And I think just a few little bushes at the back along those fences. Just for a bit of privacy, really, because that's something you're gonna want in here. Is you don't necessarily want people looking through the fences into the elementary school. So we'll do a little something, maybe a little tree there as well, and I don't know, one right about there as well. Can I get like one more big tree in here? I think that's fine, and that honestly looks okay to me. So that's Sunset Gardens. It has a restroom. It surrounds an elementary school. It looks pretty good. I like that a lot. I'm not going to do that to the rest of the elementary schools today. I might do it between this episode and the next one just so that it's all done. What I do want to do though, is I want to detail this space. So I want this to look good. So I'm going to take out all of these guys and I want to see what I can do with this, to be quite honest with you. So we'll go and get a main entrance. I'm going to say here, and we're actually not going to be able to do a whole lot with this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We're also losing money, which has me really concerned. I think I might have overdone it on the schools. I'll be quite honest with you. I do think we might have overdone it on the schools. Are we making money off of you? Are you gonna be exporting anytime soon? I hope so. I really do, because we are actually actively losing money, which is really quite a concern. We're making it again now, but yeah, a little bit worried. Definitely a little bit worried. Anyway, let's continue with what I was doing and completely ignore the fact that we're losing money. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. So that'll give us some trees. I'm wondering, can I change the trees on a path? Is that a thing? It absolutely is. All right. So we'll change that for those slightly smaller ones. What are they called? They're young lindens, right? Yeah, that seems appropriate. So we'll go for the young lindens around there. And we'll see if we can't maybe get some paths or some fences that go the entire way around this space. I'm not too sure that this is going to work because again, we don't have any mods to make this easier. I could do that, but I kind of want to curve it. I'm going to be honest. I kind of want the curve in here. So that's not really going to work. I guess if I get a mid spot, I can maybe do something. So if I do this, that's our midpoint. Can I turn off, let me turn off all the other, like, so I need angles to still be on. I need this to go to here. And then I take out these guys and I somehow get these to connect together. So that's not necessarily going to work. That's unfortunate. Maybe we just get a little lazy and do that. And I'll use some trees to kind of hide my crimes. I think that's kind of the way we're going to do it. I can probably get this to curve, but I'm just going to use some trees to hide my crimes and everything will be okay. And I think what I'll do is use these guys, the boreal pines, because they're quite tall. They're quite interesting, a little bit different looking for the space. And so we'll do We'll do a bunch of these. I don't know if they really fit in or not, but it's different. It's interesting. It'll do the job. So something kind of like that. I don't love it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm realizing it's a map that has like palm trees and stuff. Let's not do the boreal pine trees. Let's instead just go with the large oak trees the way I usually do. These things hide crimes much better anyway. So there, and there. These things would hide crimes if they were larger. In this case, I'm getting nothing but the small ones, which is kind of a problem, but that looks better. It looks a bit more natural as well, which is kind of what I'm going for. So that will absolutely do the job. Let's just go ahead and get some color into the space. So we'll get some of these nice pink bushes down here. Get a young linden or two kind of in that corner. Maybe throw, what do we got? We got this guy. I don't know if a pine tree, I don't know if a pine tree makes sense in here. Maybe we'll go for this guy. The cottonwood. Yeah, I like that. Looks a little bit overgrown, but I like the nature aspect of it. Can't do anything in there because that's technically part of the high school. So what we'll do is throw a little bit of foliage into kind of this corner, a little bit of color, and then a nice big one of those guys. I love those trees. What are they called? I'm not even gonna try. Not even gonna try and pronounce. I probably could pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try. We'll do a nice large, these are oak trees, right? Yeah, nice live oak right there. Maybe another live oak right there. And then just a little bit more color. A little bit of color, and by color I mean just pink everywhere, because that's like the only color I have to play with here. But I've said it a million times, I love using sort of the blossom kind of colors to just make things look interesting. There's something about it. Like you see those pictures of streets in Japan covered in cherry blossom trees, and it's just the most amazing looking thing. I love that look. So 100% I'm down to kind of not recreate it, but play around with using, you know, the pink trees for things. I'm also wondering if I can get a restroom back here without getting, I can absolutely do it without getting rid of the fences as well. So that's going to bring people into this space, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm not really too worried about people going back there, but I'd like them to use the park. So we'll see how that goes. And that just fills in the space. So that gives us education. That gives us a bit of happiness. We got people kind of coming down here doing their thing. And so that should extend to Meadow Ranch, and we should start to see more people working here. We will need to wait a little while because we do need to wait for people to get educated. But in time, we will see educated workers coming down here, which is exactly what we're looking for. Speaking of educated workers, you might have heard a noise there. That was me punching my microphone because I was scratching my beard. So, you know, there's things that we all need to learn. 8.5 years of City Skylines later, and I'm still slapping the microphone every time I try to move my hands because, as I've said, I talk with my hands quite a lot. It's a bit of a problem. So let's go ahead and deal with some of the other issues that we're seeing, the other demands that we're seeing around Vanillaville. So at the moment, it is largely just residential commercial. So, ooh, game's getting a little bit laggy there. What we'll do is go ahead and just extend all of this space out. Now, what I'm wondering is, can I get this to line up? I'm really hoping I can. I'm really hoping I can get this to behave the way I'd want it to behave. Because what I want to do is bring an avenue down here and connect it to that corner, which I absolutely can. It does give us a good corner. It does give us a bit of a junction, which might be a bit of a pickle, actually. I might, ooh, a 4-lane road with wide side. Have these always been a thing? 4-lane road with wide sidewalks and grass. I almost kind of want to use these. I don't know. Do we have, are there 8-lane roads in City Skylines now? Is that a thing? Monorail tracks on 6-lane road. I forgot about those. What are you? What is this? Large industry road, large cargo airport road. I don't, for the life of me, remember if 8-lane roads were added. I know we have the 6 lanes with medians. I'm tempted to put a 6-lane road with trees down the middle just to make this place a little bit fancier. That might not be a terrible idea, especially with this one as well, because it is going to have the farming traffic and also this traffic. So let's upgrade you. And honestly, let's upgrade these guys as well. It's going to make people in the area a little bit happier, which I think is kind of a win-win for the entire space. We'll do the same thing kind of up and around here as well. That's giving, oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do zoning in these spaces. So let me just get rid of all of that, all of you, and make sure there's no zoning up there. We'll bring the zoning back for this guy and all the way down here as well. So all these little sections have their trees, which is only going to serve to make people happier. Like I said, it's only going to make them happier. These guys have pollution on their road, which they aren't going to be loving, but they'll survive. Let's get rid of that bit of zoning. Everything else is fine in there, which is good. Do I want to change up the trees? That's the main question. I feel like I kind of do. I feel like switching them out for the young linden is kind of the way to go. It's a pretty good looking tree. We could go and do the California palm trees, but that seems a little ridiculous. We could do the pine trees as well. I think we'll stick with the young linden, just because it kind of matches the vibe that I like to go for here. Hopefully this isn't going to mess with any of the zoning on these roads. I'm not too sure if it will. I'll have to double check these bends around here. But we'll go ahead and swap out all of this for the young linden trees. Like I said, I just really like it. It's a good looking tree. Let's double check zoning didn't get messed up. It absolutely did not. So we're good. Let's run the simulation again. Let them go and do their thing. And what we can also do is go and turn off some of these traffic lights, because these guys are going to be nothing but stop signs the entire way across. Stop sign there as well. Traffic lights are going to be staying in the rest of those junctions. And what we can do is bring some pipes straight through here, straight up to there. And this is actually a bit of a wider district than we usually do. So we'll go ahead and bring one across that way, turn this into its own district. And this will be a nice little addition. This will give us some more residential zoning, which we have good demand for. We can also go ahead and take that out of there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we did get city planning policies. So we can start to do the Old Town policy, which might mess up traffic. It might not. We'll find out. But what we'll do, turn this all off. Let me get some residential into here. Get some commercial into here. And I suppose, let's look at these policies. So, city planning, Old Town. Now, Old Town is only residents and businesses can use the area for motor vehicles, ban other motor traffic. Basically, it is, you can't drive through here to get to somewhere else. And that's going to be good for places like Garland Heights, where some of these roads might get used as sort of a through road for traffic going elsewhere. So we'll go ahead and do that in all of those spaces and see what happens. It might not be the best thing that we could possibly do, but I'm curious to see how it goes. I'm curious to see what happens and see how traffic deals with it. There's definitely some roads, like this one here, could probably be taken out of the district. This road could probably be taken out of the district as well. But we'll leave it be for now. We'll see what happens. We'll see how things go. In fact, well, I was going to say to upgrade this road, but I can't upgrade this road unless there is a small 4-lane road in the game, which there is. There absolutely is a small 4-lane road right there. So let's just upgrade you. That is going to mess with the buses, because the buses are, yeah, the buses are going to have, the buses are going to be just stopping on that road, which I don't love, but it'll be fine. We'll take this back, and that now lets traffic kind of cut straight across there, which I think is going to be good. Technically, we should probably get rid of the residential buildings on this road, but we'll leave it be for the time being, just to see how things go. And traffic, for the most part, is still doing fine. I wasn't really expecting it to go to hell anyway. It's still relatively early days, so no worries there. The farm is still not getting as many workers as I would have hoped for. But again, that does look to be a case of just waiting for education to kick in. So gonna be waiting a little while for that, for everyone to get through the elementary schools and eventually the high school. But that's not bad. That is not bad at all. I'm actually quite pleased with what we've managed to do here. Now, before we move to wrap things up today, I want to have a look at healthcare and see where we are. So healthcare availability is solid. Coverage is not very good, admittedly, but the availability is good. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get another clinic, and I'm going to put it on this corner here. And that's going to cover this space really nicely, because what I can now do is move this clinic to be a little bit further up here. So if I put this clinic, say, here, And then we've obviously, you know, people aren't happy about it being moved, but that's all right. If we look at healthcare coverage, though, we're much better than we were. So that'll keep us good. We don't have a lot of coverage out here. I'm not super stressed about it. Fire coverage is kind of a similar story, actually. I think what I'm going to do for fire coverage is a little fire station just down in this corner. And then I might move this one up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if we need to do that. I don't think it's necessary, is what I'm thinking. Maybe just another one here. They are a little expensive. We do have to pay for them, of course, but I think just another one there should be fine. And then policing is kind of a similar story. We'll get another little police station down here. And I think I'm just going to move this one, is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move this one to be next to that clinic. And that should give us pretty good coverage as well. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit of commercial zoning in there. Bulldoze you. Bulldoze you. Let's use that whole tile. And that's pretty good. The coverage is solid. We are having some issues with sewage, though, which I would imagine is because this guy is getting overwhelmed. So if we go and have a bit of a look at sewage, we're in a pretty bad way with sewage treatment. Now, the last thing I want to do, I probably should have used this eco treatment plant, to be quite honest. But it's not actually as efficient. So we'd need 2 eco plants to deal with the 1 inland plant. That's worrying. Yeah, we're just gonna have to throw another inland plant here, I think. I don't love doing this. I really don't. But it's kind of where we're at. So let's do this and let's just connect it over. And that's just gonna be how we're dealing with sewage for now. It's gonna leave this area horribly polluted, but it's kind of what we got to do, to be quite honest with you. It's just where we're at right now. So we'll deal with it. As I've said, the goal at the moment, to be quite honest, is to try and get us up to 6,500 civilians, pedestrians. What's the word I'm looking for? Citizens, Sims. There you go. Got there eventually. We want to get up to 6,500 Sims so that we can go ahead and start changing out some of these buildings for higher density buildings, which is going to help the population to explode a little bit, which is kind of what we want. And once we do that, we should be good to start branching out and building elsewhere. I would like to start building down here. I think we could probably afford to expand the farm a little bit. Not enough buyers for products. Could I, wait, are you full? Oh, not bad. We have a lemonade a lemonade factory, huh? Okay, so a lemonade factory. What about a milking parlor? Where does that go? Are those just, I need to look into those. Is this guy's pretty full. This guy's exporting pretty well. I'm wondering if I could get more. Wait, so you have way too many crops. I wonder if we could get another flour mill. I almost want to say we could get another flour mill. It might not be a bad idea. It really might not be a bad idea to get another one of those, but we'll see. I do want to have a look at these factories because I'm curious. So a lemonade factory, it's like a hug in a can. Lemonade factory produces sweet and energizing yaksu beverages in a variety of different tastes. Crops and glass special goods are needed to produce these. Unique factories can be placed outside of the industrial area. So glass is going to come from, I want to say, ore industry, I would assume. So yeah, I want to say glass comes from, wait, could it be smelting? Oil? No, it's oil. Yeah, it's going to be the ore industry for glass. Interesting. Okay, well, we can deal with that at some point. It's not the end of the world. I don't need to rush into more production. I do think some warehouses might be a good idea, though. I do kind of think warehouses might not be a bad idea. Has different operating modes. It gives us vehicles. On balanced mode, the warehouse will operate based on the current demand. The operating mode can be adjusted from the info panel. Let's try a medium warehouse. It's a huge building, but I'm curious. I'm just curious to see how this goes. So I can fit one in there. It does pollute, which is a bit of a concern. I'm going to just build one there. I just want to see what it does. I also love that it comes on an actual platform and doesn't get the terrain all weird. So you are going to be storing, I don't know what I want you storing, to be quite honest. So zoned industry farming products, maybe? I guess that's what we could look for. We could have it store flour as well. I don't know. Let's just do zoned industry farming products and see how that goes. So I'm wondering, I kind of wonder then if that will go out and just pick things up. And I've honestly got no idea. I've really got no idea what it's going to do, but we'll see what happens. It might get used. It might not. It might have been a bad idea to build that. It might not be. I genuinely don't know, but we will see. This guy's still producing like crazy, which is great news. We're still making good money, which is also great news. The population's really not going to grow all that much further until, well, it's not going to grow any further until I continue to expand things a little bit. So we are going to have to do that. We are going to have to figure that out. So this space here might be worth expanding into just a little bit. Having this thing right here is going to prove difficult because it is going to cause issues with, you know, me wanting to expand. Do I have another tile? I do. Interesting. I'm tempted to grab this one and move a lot of my industry over there. It might be a good idea to do that sooner than later. It might also be an idea to grab this one and move my farming industry out there sooner than later. And then I could put my just standard industry kind of behind it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think we're probably going to end up grabbing these 9 tiles here. So I kind of have this riverbed and I can build across the valley a little bit. So I'm going to grab you. And I think that's what we're going to try and do. Move farming out to here, move regular industry out to here. It gives us a dedicated highway connection as well. And that will take a lot of this, well, all of this traffic essentially, and all of this traffic and just put it on the highway. Yes, that means that I'm going to have to move the factory and the warehouses. And yes, that means that there's going to be industry traffic going back and forth on the highway, but I think it's going to be beneficial. So that's going to be the goal for tomorrow's episode is what that's going to be, because that is going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.